everybody. Welcome back to the Feelin' Froggy Knits lilypad-cast. My name is Maya. I know it's so long ago that it's funny again, that I'm like, okay, it's a funny joke again. My name is Maya. You can find me everywhere at Feelin' Froggy Knits, YouTube, where you are probably watching this, and also Instagram. And this is Oona. I will let her introduce herself because it's been so long.
So my name is Oona. You can really only find me on one platform, and that's on Instagram at Wild Lavender Crafts. I do kind of have a TikTok. Don't really post very much on it. Yeah, that's kind of it for me.
We're on different sides of the United States. I am in California. Oona's in Kentucky still, right?
Yeah.
I had to check because it has been 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah, y'all, I mean, you might have seen a video that will probably be out before this is, and I kind of explained myself. Not that there is any excuse. Also, I just want you all to blame me. This is not Oona's fault at all. She has tried.
Well, you started work again, right?
Yeah, I started a new job, and then also I became a supervisor a couple months ago. So that has just been a whole added extra bit of stuff. Stress, whatever you want to call it. And I honestly haven't been knitting very much. I really just started in the last month, and so I feel like I have enough stuff to bring to the table to actually show on this podcast.
Oh, so we're on the opposite end now. I'm going to be the one who'll be like,
I know.
I have this.
I don't remember the last time, the first episode. I was like, oh wait, no, we're not done yet. I have 1 million more things. So yeah, any fun life updates we should discuss before we get started? Anything?
On my end, it's the same boring stuff. Work, knit, dogs. Yeah, no drama.
Love. We get our drama from the TV.
From the TV? Yeah.
I see you watch, right, Vanderpump?
No, the new season of Vanderpump has not come out yet. It will be coming out in January. I've been watching the new season of Housewives Salt Lake, the new season of Below Deck, the new season of Southern Charms. My sister finally convinced me to watch Southern Charms, and I binge watched all of them, so now I'm caught up. And yeah, I think that catches. Oh, and Potomac, Housewives Potomac.
I assume that's it. That's all of them, right? Oh no, there's so much more.
Of the Housewives?
Yeah.
Dude, there's a lot. There's LA, New York, Orange County,
I mean, you listed 3, right?
No, I just am doing Potomac and Salt Lake right now. Oh, Dallas, I caught up on Dallas. There's a lot.
I just have never really gotten into the reality TV sector of TV watching.
Yeah.
But I've always seen clips and they look hilarious.
Dude, it's so dramatic. That's where I get my drama. But you have life updates, do you not?
Oh, I'm engaged. I'm a fiance. Which actually I'll be talking about a yarn that has to do with me getting engaged, so maybe I'll get into that more when we talk about acquisitions.
Oh, that was cute. Actually, that was the only thing that I found funny that was slightly dramatic, but not really. Was Lena, I think, called me or messaged me, and she was like, "Can you believe Maya got engaged?" And I was like, "That's old news, Lena." And she was like, "What?" And this is, for anyone who doesn't know, this is another friend of ours who crochets, who's hilarious. She's a trip, and I was like, Lena, I knew at your wedding.
Yeah, it was Yeah, I mean, but it actually happened. That was the
Yeah, it actually happened. It was just funny because I was like, Lena, I kind of knew this was coming down the pipeline. She was like, what? And I was like, it was your wedding, Lena. We weren't going to talk about it. It was your day.
Yeah, Lena, I'm sorry that I didn't like give you the heads up before, but the last time that I saw you was your wedding.
It was her wedding. Yeah, we're not talking about
like,
that.
I'm like, oh, what about me? No,
yeah.
it was all about you. But yeah, it's beautiful and it feels huge. Honestly,
you gotta do a close up. You gotta do a camera close up.
I know. Oh yeah, I'll post a little close up and maybe some pictures because I have some like beautiful pictures of my hand in front of Lake Tahoe.
Ooh.
You know, which actually it was my first time ever going to Lake Tahoe, and it was beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it was It did rain the whole time, except for our last day, and we went on this gorgeous bike ride. But yeah, it was still.
Where is Lake Tahoe?
It is Eastern California. It's on the California-Nevada border.
Okay.
I think it is. Yeah. Yes, it is. And so, yeah, it's about 5 hours away from us. You know, not too crazy, especially because we drive a lot for our jobs. So it's like 5 hours. That's nothing. But I got to go to a yarn store near where we stayed, and I'll be showing off that yarn later. It was my engagement yarn.
Ooh, yeah, no, I swear. Oh, that's right. That's right. I hadn't gone to North Carolina the last time we spoke.
No.
Yeah, me and Kyle took the dogs to North Carolina, and I was really excited because we stayed in this place called Black Mountain that's like 15 minutes outside of Asheville, and it's like this really cute, beautiful town.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an amazing yarn store there called Black Mountain Yarns.
In Asheville or
no, in Black Mountain.
Ooh.
In the tiny town. So there's some other yarn stores. Well, it's a yarn store. It's mostly like every single craft you could imagine store in Asheville. It's called the Earth Guild.
Ooh.
So the Earth Guild is in Asheville, and they have like yarn. They have these beautiful looms. They have like anything and everything that you could think of. I bought basketry weaving kits because I want to do some basket weaving, which I still haven't cracked into. But I got basket weaving kits from them, and then I got some like cotton cordage kind of stuff to do some crochet things while I was there. But the yarn store in Black Mountain Yarns, has some gorgeous yarn that I've done some projects with, so I'll probably pull those out. And the ladies who owned it were like super nice and really cool, and just I was like, I want to live here, Kyle, because I just want to hang out in the shop.
I just want to hang out with these cool ladies.
Yeah, like it's really cool when you find like a yarn store that just has like a really nice vibe where you're like, oh, I want to hang out here. The only thing is I feel like they're the price differences between yarns, like their yarns were really nice. They were pricey. They were like what the yarn was worth, but I don't feel like there was necessarily any kind of window of like, okay, but then you've got your like $16 skates. Like you've got your like slightly more affordable,
right?
You know, Lamb's Pride or Cascade or Malabrigo yarns where it's like they're still high quality, but they're a little bit at a better price point. Their price points were like, we just have really fancy fucking nice yarn.
Yeah, I feel like I know the type of shop you're talking about. Like,
yeah,
my local yarn shop here, it's called Heidi's Yarn Haven, and she caters. Heidi is the lady who owns it, and she really caters to a wide variety of audiences, which I really appreciate from the local yarn stores.
Yeah,
because you're right. Sometimes it can be. You know, sometimes it's in a small, like you were in a small town, not everybody can afford these, you know, a $40 skein of yarn one skein, and then talk about a whole project. Like, but yeah, the lady in my town is really thoughtful about that kind of stuff, about carrying, what a lot of ladies go in there for, a lot of people go in there for, are yarns to make baby clothes. Like, that is a really big sector of knitting and crochet, is I'm making stuff for babies. But but I know that it's unfortunate to go into a shop and not have those like kind of lower price points, but I know being in a yarn shop that has that many cool yarns is like,
it was like, the layout of the shop was super nice. It was actually like very spacious, because I feel like sometimes yarn stores can feel very claustrophobic.
Yeah.
So it was just like super spacious. The ladies who worked there were all so nice and like very like, just like really nice customer service. And honestly, a lot of the yarns I had were companies that like I had never seen before. And the colors were so beautiful. It was almost like overwhelming. Because I was like, I want all the colors.
Actually, it's too much.
Yeah, so I was like, I want all the yarn. So I was like walking out. I went there like 2 times, and each time I walked out there with like over $100 worth of yarn, and it was like worst case.
And it's so easy. It's so easy to do it in those tiny shops. I really had to rein it in.
Yeah, you just kind of like, and it was hard, but it was lovely. And then it was one of those things where I was like, if the owner of the shop for any reason was like, what do you say about this? I'd just be like, I think you just need a little bit better wiggle room, because there's something to be said about the fact that it's like, it's shitty, but it's like, you've got the asshole companies like Michaels and Hate Lobby, where it's like, you can get your kind of like very inexpensive project yarns there that, you can get a lot of. And then, when you're like a local small shop, like, you need to be able to meet your rent.
Right.
And you tend to be getting yarns that are like also just like a higher quality and really nice, and are from like small producers, small farms, small companies, which I think that's kind of what their biggest thing is, that their hugest, it was a lot of like very small independent yarn companies, and like dye companies, which was really cool. But yeah, there's something to be said to be like, okay, you can still go into the store and you can get Lamb's Pride, which is like not very expensive, and it's just like a good high quality 100% wool, nice color product. Or like Malabrigo to me is a good yarn that I usually steer people to, where I'm like, look, that's a really nice high quality yarn. You can make beautiful things. They have beautiful colors, and it's not going to completely break your bank. Like, you can make a sweater. It's a lot, but like, you can make a sweater, and you're not
right. No, yeah, I feel like Malabrigo is kind of a perfect, like, there's like the cheapest or the least expensive, and then Malabrigo feels like a nice in between, where it is really good yarn, and they've got some wonderful colorways, but it's not the hand spun, hand dyed level that a lot of I'm assuming those yarns are that were in, was it Black Mountain?
Yeah, Black Mountain yarns.
Yeah. Yeah, love me a good Malabrigo.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the commercial yarns, like Malabrigo feels very commercial, that they don't, like, a lot of commercial yarns aren't single strand, is that what it's called? Where it's, or the one where it's like one, rather than it being like wrapped in each other. I don't know any of,
like plied.
Yes, single ply. I feel like a lot of
single ply, and like well, Malabrigo, they have all of my stuff from Malabrigo. I usually only ever get the single ply. And then
because you're a spinner and you, I feel like that's that's something that you're probably drawn to, right?
I do like a fucking single player. But yeah, they're actually, funny enough, I got posted on Malabrigo.
No way! How did I not know that?
Yeah.
I guess I don't follow Malabrigo.
Yeah, they were like, can we, because I did a post. So like my Instagram, for those who like seen the first podcast, my Instagram is like, I've been doing a lot of like embroidery and watercolor and like pet portraits. It's kind of like my stuff that I sell, since I don't really sell any of my knitwear. But now the page is like turning into a fucking knitting Instagram. And so like I had done a post, cause I did the Flutter Butt shirt from, Jessie
Made Designs,
Jessie
right?
Made. Yeah, Jessie Made Designs. And I did that out of, the Malabrigo, single ply. I believe it's like the sock weight. It's like their pearl colorway.
Mm-hmm.
And I had like posted that on my Instagram, and so then they were like, hey, can we like post this, like, can you get better info on like what you used? And I sent it to them, and it was cool. So I felt like kind of cool because I'm like, oh, like me.
Yeah, like you. Wait, is it on like on their feed or was it a story?
It's on their, no, it's on their Instagram.
Wait.
Yeah, someone made a rude comment,
dude,
about my big boobs. Look at the comments.
No.
Yeah.
I'm about to light them up. I can't find it.
It's there. I'm filming.
Oh, yeah. Look at you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Probably a more flattering design for the less well-endowed amongst us?
And then someone did defend me, and they were like, what the fuck does that even mean? And I was like, asshole?
What the? That is so rude.
I was like, who is this person? Yeah, did I low-key Instagram stalk them? Yes, I did.
Yeah, I'm going to after this. So I can stop looking at my phone. I'm like, I'm pissed. No, you should. People on YouTube have been very kind to me. Thank you for not like blasting me, because I know that I can do things that are probably annoying or whatever. But one of my videos, I looked at it and like the like to dislike ratio. I'm like, I don't think I've ever disliked a video.
Did someone dislike your video?
It was like 91% like rate, which all my other ones have been like 100 or 99 or 98%. This is not saying to do that now. Please just like and do not dislike. My fragile heart cannot take it. I was gone for 6 months.
Yeah, I looked at the comment and I was like, oh my god, am I doing something right now? I just got my first hate comment.
That means you made it.
But I'm also like, in my head, I think my boobs are a lot smaller than they are, and they're really fucking not. And like, I'm less well endowed. I'm like, you bitch.
Honestly, that is the nicest way that they could say that. But also, who the fuck comments on people's bodies? Like, truly, that is the weirdest thing to me, to comment on somebody, anything about their body on the internet. Unless they're like welcoming. But even then, I'm like,
it was weird, but you know what? At the end of the day, I was like, joke's on them, because if you go and follow Jessie Made's page,
dude, she has.
I'm like,
she made it for the well endowed.
She made it for the well endowed. I was like, I fit the criteria.
Oh my gosh,
the demographic.
You're like half her. She's. I say, like, don't comment on people's bodies, but I'm about to be like, Jessie Made, hot mama. Yes.
Yeah. She kept that in mind in her design, is the best way to put it. for those, but follow her because honestly, I love the design. I made the Flutterbutt shirt. It was super easy to make. The design was very well written. The pattern I found very well written. Honestly, it gave you a lot of, like, if you're someone who follows like a pattern to the T, it is really easy to follow by. But if you're someone like me who's a bit of a rogue knitter who like doesn't fucking swatch, like this is like fuck it. It gives you a lot of wiggle room because it's one of those things. It's like a top down one, which I'd never done before, but then I was like, ooh, I like doing this. And it just gives you a lot of wiggle room and like how you want it to actually fit for yourself, for like making it larger or smaller, making it longer, making it more like a crop top. So I will say I did really enjoy that from her design. And I think I want to like try making the shorts one day. So yeah, I did it out of like a scrap yarn that I had like frogged from another project. So I think next time I'll get a yarn specifically for that project. Like I think I want to get almost like more like a linen. So it kind of holds a little weight to it, especially for the shorts. So yeah, Jessie Me loved it. Good pattern writer. 10 out of 10 recommend, would do it again. And there's a lot of size ranges for people. Yeah. And I think if like you're like a decently advanced knitter and understand how patterns work, and you needed a size larger than what she has written in the patterns, or even smaller than what she has written in the patterns, the way the pattern is done, it's very easy to just kind of be like, okay, I can just like, I see how it's built. I can fudge the numbers and like make it work for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Nice. Yeah. Sweet. So now that we've gotten our rambling all done in our talked about our haters. Let's dive into the first topic of a knitting podcast, which I think is finished objects. So do you want to go like back and forth maybe and go one by one? I will start.
Yeah, you go first.
So, because I'm not going to have so much. So this project, I test knit for Luna Wear, which is a designer, and she's on Instagram, and I believe that you can get their patterns on Ravelry and maybe Etsy. But this was for, I forgot the name of it, but it's a quarter zip. It's a quarter zip concoction. What? Pullover. I don't look at the ends.
Ooh, oh my god! I think I saw that.
Yeah, I think I posted about it. It is amazing. I think I held together how many strands? 3 and a mohair together because it's a bulky weight, and I wanted to do this like rainbow. Oh yeah, I think I talked about it in the last podcast because I'd gotten the yarn and it was a shit ton of yarn. But this is what I came up with, and
oh wow, with a fucking zipper, dude.
Okay, but listen, the zipper is so bad. I was about to sew, and I'm like, I know how to do a zipper. I didn't, and because you're supposed to like fold down this and sew it, I just cut it, and so it's like got this frayed edge, and I have to redo it. So I'm gonna be redoing it, and there's so many ends to weave in.
Good lord.
But the pattern was great. I was able to use a lot of mohair that had been left over from different projects. So I was really stoked about actually using that stuff up, and it fits really well. It's nice and big and baggy like I wanted, and yeah, it was a lovely time to knit this. So if you're looking for a cool quarter zip, and you can do it in, fun, crazy colors, or a, nice bulky weight plain, quarter zip if you'd like, but there it is.
Dude, that's dope.
Thank you.
Was that steaking?
No. It's this. No. I forgot what the construction was like. You do like I don't even remember.
Was it top down or?
It's like you knit. So you knit it's kind of like you start here and then you knit over.
Okay.
And you like bind off these to make like the collar, and then I truly don't remember.
Okay, fair enough.
But that is like the big thing that I finished, and it was a really long time ago. Oh my gosh, look at all those ends.
Oh my god.
Can I call it finished if the ends aren't woven in? I was thinking about that earlier today. Okay, good.
It's like just about.
Right. It's like 98% done. So yeah. I consider that an FO. Yeah. All right, Oona, let's see what you've been cooking up.
Okay, so I'll do the flutterbutt one.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's got the little sleeves. So this is done. The ends are woven in. It's been blocked.
It's been blocked too. Oh my gosh.
It's been blocked. I'm pretty sure I only wore it out in public one time. I have to wear it more. But yeah, this was done with a Malabrigo, almost like I honestly forget the weight, but it's a single ply. It's almost like a sock weight, and then it's in the pearl colorway.
I love it. I was gonna say I love the yarn. It looks like it doesn't have a, the thing that like hand-dyed yarn can do, where you get that like Z pattern, but no, it's just like perfectly.
Oh. Yeah, there's like dark grays, almost purplies, and then some pink hues in it. It's really nice. And then, this was, I think in the last podcast, I think I was talking about how I was going to start this, and this was going to be like my intro into like following a pattern for the first time in like years. So yeah, so this is that. And it went
well. You were able to follow the pattern.
It went well. I think I did have to start something over again one time, and that was because I bind it off too tight. Even though in the instructions it said, do not bind off too tight.
You're like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, and I was like, whatever. So I had to do a stretchy bind off with this.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this was knit top or bottom down, bottom up. So you start in the round, and then where the armpits go, you like break it off. So then you work the back and the front separately.
Okay.
And then you bring them together at the top and do like a knit. Oh my god, I just realized I dropped a stitch. Fuck. I have to go back and fix that. Yeah, you do like a bind, like a bind off that's like together at the shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And then you pick up the stitches for the sleeve and the bottom. But yeah. So this was the flutterbutt shirt.
Yeah, that is so cute. And it doesn't look, do you do any kind of edge, or is it just like you bind off and it curls in like that? Because it looks very intentional.
Oh, what?
Like the edge? Yeah.
The sleeve edges?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think they just curled like that because it's like
stockinette, so it just
you pick up more stitches around the arm and the bottom to create that ruffle.
I don't even want to think about how many stitches you had to like go around and around with, especially with the bottom.
Yeah, it was a lot. But yeah, okay, so that's mine. So you're next.
Okay. This hold on just oh god, I'm falling. Okay. We're fine, we didn't fall at all. So I got a yarn advent calendar this year.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I know, right? Oh my gosh. It is amazing. Opening a new mini skein of yarn every day. Cannot recommend it enough. So I was like, what the fuck am I going to do with all these mini skeins? And I have never made anything for my cats. So here is a cat sweater.
Oh, that's so cute.
So I did, this is day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are days 1 through 6 of the Super Glow Fibers yarn advent with just a stripe of white in between so that I could like, you know, because the colors are all very different. This was a pattern. You know, I follow a pattern? No. I mean, I bought a pattern and I downloaded it and I was like, this doesn't look right. And so then I just kind of
fudged it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just cast on as many stitches as I want, increased as many as I wanted. Like, that's just what happened. And it turned out pretty well. This is for my smaller cat. I'm currently making the second cat sweater with the next, 6 days of yarn. And it's going to be a little wider because this is for Ivy, who is tiny, and Willow is a little bit chunky, so hers is going to be a little wider.
Have you tried putting them on?
I did. I put this on Ivy. She fucking hates it. But I love it.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so I think this is my only other finished, this is my only other finished object that I have. I do have, a couple of FOs, but yeah, this is it for that. And yeah, love the advent so far. I think this is my favorite out of all of these. Just like I love me a good couple of like dark stitches within like the lighter, because some of the base of this is like white and it's like light purple and pink, and with the neon too. I love, which is very Super Glow Fibers is just kind of she is known for the neon. Yeah. So, and I haven't woven. I woven the first couple of ends, but not the last. But we're calling it finished.
That's hilarious. So this one is technically, I'm just going to show it because it plays off of what you did. Technically, it was done, it got worn, and then it was a little too small. So it is eventually going to be frogged to redo the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. But my mom got this teeny tiny little puppy. Her name is Birdie. She's a little toy fox terrier. She's so fucking small. And so my mom was like, she needs jackets. So I made her this. And this is like my favorite. I have to redo it, but I'm gonna redo it in the same way. It's a little sheepskin fuzzy jacket.
Dude, wait, can we compare? Mine is a damn shame. Look at that.
So this is
so fucking cute with the purple at the top.
Yeah, so it's a little cowl. I like just picked up the stitches in the neck to make like an extended cowl. And this is actually out of some of the yarn that I got from Black Mountain Yarns, the neon stuff, which now I'm forgetting who it's from, but it's like so cool. It's I melded the neon with a mohair that's like army like camo dyed. So this is really fun. So it went to my mom, she put it on the dog and it like fit, but it was just like a little too short. So I do have to just redo it. And she has one that does fit that was made out of a navy blue Malabrigo. And then this purple plied with a pink mohair. And I made her like a little cowl on these little arms. And it's on my Instagram. People can see it on my Instagram. I did post it. But yeah. So like.
Wait, so is that a pattern or did you just make it up?
It's like yours, it's like loosely off of a pattern. Like I looked up like dog sweater patterns and I just like looked at a bunch of different ones. And then I kind of just like got my mom's dog's measurements because she's so small that any of the patterns wouldn't have worked for her because she's that freaking tiny. Like when I was knitting this, she was literally like 2 pounds. So I mean like tiny.
Dang.
So now that I've like seen her and I have a better idea of how to like do the measurements and stuff, I can figure it out. But yeah.
That is so cute.
I'm so excited to remake this one for
her. Like the faux, do you just like pull out the yarn?
This is a stitch. It's a stitch. Because I got for myself 750 knitting stitches. This book. So this one is this one. Where is it? Fuck. It's in here. Because it's there we go. It's the first stitch. It's on page 30.
Ooh.
So this is actually a really cool book. It has like all these different stitches, like lacing, cabling, all that kind of stuff. And it'll tell you like this has to be done like in multiples of 2. So like however many stitches you cast on has to be a multiple of 2. And then it gives you like how it's supposed to work. So this is you like make a loop with the yarn, but then there's like the way the knitting pattern is with like the yarn overs and stuff like that. It anchors the loop in. Yeah, so you do like one row where you do the loops and then you do a next row where you're knitting and it kind of like anchors the loop in so you can't like pull it back and forth.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so this was really fun.
And it's like little too, so I bet that's like, it sucks to have to rip it back, but it's probably not that much like yarn and
No, and I still have a bunch of the yarn from this, so I'll probably just like knit a little bit more to add it in. But yeah, so that's one of the finished projects that's technically going to be a frog project, but you showed the cat sweater, so I was like, oh, dog sweater. But yeah, so there's that one. And then do you have another one?
Not a one.
Whatever happened to that black tank top?
It is sitting over there.
Okay, in progress. So
I think I have like 5. I have one sock that I started to do the Kitchener stitch on to close the toe, and it's not done yet.
It's not done.
Like I started to. Anyway.
So the next project that I have is the Oslo hat one that Maya introduced me to because she did like 50 bajillion of them.
Oh, and I got another one that I'm working on right now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So this is the Oslo hat one that I did. This is out of the confetti yarn that I got from Black Mountain yarn shop. This is like from a yarn company, I believe in France.
Oui.
So it's really nice. I love the yarn. And so I'm going to leave it even though I was not a massive fan of the Oslo hat pattern.
Hot take.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie because I don't like how it's folding. So they have the part where it's like you knit the brim and then, you keep it together so you have the brim. And then you like knit so that when you fold it over, it creates like a bubble. And so that you don't see like the part here. And I actually really don't like that. And I'm also not a massive fan on the 4-way decrease.
Yeah.
Because I don't really like how that cones the hat out. Did I make another one of these? Yes. But I didn't do this part of it. So now I've kind of like, honestly, I've been using it as like a guide for mostly just like how many stitches to cast on.
Yeah.
For the hat, so the next hat that I made, which I actually gave away, so I don't have it with me, because it was for my boss's daughter, turned out way better, I think, with the brim. So I like knit more, so it's a fatter brim. Oh yeah, because I did it again on another project, which I'm frogging, so I have to redo it. But yeah, so I just kind of use that, and then I have a current project that I'm fucking with that I'm using the Oslo hat pattern as kind of like a semi guide, and then I think I'm gonna play around with how it gets decreased, and how the brim is. So yeah, that's one project that technically I did finish. Not a massive fan of it, but I do wear it.
I will say that yarn is incredible.
Oh, dude, this yarn is so nice. Hedgehog Fibers makes a yarn that's similar to this, but it is really cool. It's recycled yarn.
Ooh.
So I think they have a semi base, but all the little bit pieces are like scrap yarn that I think when they're carding it into the machine, that's getting carded in so that when it gets spun, it turns into these little like confetti pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one was really nice. I do have the yarn in my Ravelry stash. And this will get posted about on my Instagram as well. So I will post about this. And so if anyone is listening and watching, they can find the yarn company.
Yeah. Wait, that I want to hear about what you did instead of like the 4-way decrease, because I am in the same boat as you where I don't really like the way that it looks.
So what I'm thinking about doing on the project that I'm working with right now, that I'm controlled frogging, so it's going to take me fucking forever, is that halfway through when I was about to start the decrease, I was like, I want this to fit more like a beanie where there's like the front side and the back side. So that means it's going to be decreased on one side.
Okay.
So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm ripping it out right now so that I can start decreasing it a little bit closer, since I'm only going to be decreasing it on two sides so that it isn't going to be like frickin' this long.
Yeah.
And then once I get closer, because if you look at a regular beanie hat, once you get closer to the top, that's when you start the 4-way decrease to create that crown. So that's what I'm going to play around doing. And I think it'll be kind of my first play on like attempting to write a pattern. So then I'll probably write it all down and be like, okay, this is how many stitches I cast on. And then this is how I like did it. But yeah, it's like, it's got a much fatter brim, but I'll go over that one later. And then, cause I have more finished products. And then, so that was the Oslo hat. And then these two are the same pattern, which was the Sherbert bandana by Lamb and Kid Design that I got from Black Mountain Yarns.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's a like little cowl bandana.
That is cute.
Yeah, it's really cute. And so then it's just like a super long bandana, and it's like really warm. This I plied like a mohair, and man, I should have written down all the yarns. I'm using my phone, so I can't like look it up on Ravelry.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna see if I can like do it really quick. Oh, this is the great part of like an auto login.
Oh, love me a good little like Face ID.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, I've been really good. I've been trying to keep my stashes up on Ravelry. So this yarn is a combo of the Wandering Flock. So I've never found them until I went to Black Mountain.
They have the Wandering Flock in store?
Dude, all of it, like so many. So this is the Wandering Flock. I have another yarn that I have another project that I finished. Which this one was kind of a throwaway project. It was just like a cowl that I really liked the color of the yarn. So I just knit it into a tube to wear around my neck. So this isn't very fancy, but I really liked it. This is also the Wandering Flock. This is their fingering single ply, and it's the colorway Sunsets in Brooklyn.
Cute.
Yeah, so this one's really nice.
Is it a self-striping?
Yeah, it's a self-striping.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, either you picked like the perfect amount of stitches to make it do that, or it is a self-striping yarn.
Yeah, I think it's like a self-striping yarn, which I didn't realize when I started knitting it because I'm not a huge fan of self-striping yarns, but the colorway's so pretty, I really liked it.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, so then for the sherbet bandana, this is a combo of the Wandering Flock merino DK yarn in Moonstone. And then the Moondrake Co. Fua Fua is the kind of like merino. Mm-hmm. And that's a company that I'd never like used before. And it's like the softest. I don't know what this shit is, but it is the softest shit ever. So soft. It's softer than anything I've ever done. And so then and I liked the pattern so much, and it was so easy and so nice, and kind of like was the perfect project for like 2 single skeins or 1 skein of yarn of like high quality, beautiful coloring. So then I did it again.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, it's like that kind of because I feel like it shows it off really well.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's, yeah.
And so then this one is a combo of Emma's Yarn Simply Spectacular DK yarn, and then the Farmer's Daughters Fibers Mighty something, Mighty Mo, Mighty Mountain, or something like that. Woo! So this is what I really like. Oh, and that's right. The neon dog sweater, that's also the Wandering Flock, the merino DK in their neon. And the Walking Collection Kid mohair lace in like an army like camo dye. It's beautiful. And then the La Bien Ami Cory Confetti is what the hat's made out of.
Sweet.
And that's a French company. They're really cool. They have beautiful yarn. So then those are the little projects. And then my big project that I finally finished, the first time I've made a cardigan.
Ooh.
So this is a made up pattern.
I love that.
So this is all merino wool. Malabrigo, sorry. This is all Malabrigo wool. So Malabrigo, you should sponsor me.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is a Malabrigo sweater in a single ply, dual yarns. I used 2 yarns to make this color pattern. And then that was their Malabrigo yarn Mecca in the colorway Zelda, which I believe is the purple one, which I think it was just a special drop, so I don't think that they make this purple color anymore. And then the other one was the Silky Merino, which I don't have any notes on, but I got these from Rebel, which is a local yarn store in Lexington. But yeah, so I'm really proud of this. I haven't blocked it, and I don't think I will. I don't know. But this was,
because I feel like, I mean, it's garter stitch, so it'd probably stretch out a bunch, right? Like it'll.
Yeah, it would like stretch too much. So I'm a little worried about blocking it, because it's one of those things where it's like, okay, if you block it, there's no going back.
Yeah.
So I might leave it as is. But this one was really cool. So the Flutterbutt shirt from Jessa Mead actually inspired me to do this, because this is a bottoms up sweater where I worked it's a cardigan, so I basically just did it all in one thing, but I did that in her pattern. It shows you how to kind of like break up the stitches to kind of create the armhole. So it's a little weird to explain, but people who get it kind of get it.
Right.
So yeah, so it was really cool. Like if you read her pattern, you can kind of like if your brain works like mine a little bit, you can kind of see like, okay, how I can break this pattern up in this way to then create a cardigan. So yeah, it was kind of cool. I was really excited about that. And then there was actually a app that I used which doesn't exist anymore. It stopped. It sucked because it was like a UK app, I think, but it actually helped you build a sweater.
I feel like I've heard about that app before.
Yeah. It stopped. But you could basically put in the dimensions. You can put in like your measurements. You could actually even and I wish they would come back because it was actually really helpful. Because when I started this project, I had to like frog it like 2 or 3 times. And then I used this app and you could put in your measurements. They actually gave you like what type of sweater did you want to make?
Ooh.
Top down, bottoms up. Did you want it a crop sweater? Did you want it oversized? Did you want this, that, and the other? So you could kind of put in the parameters and then you can put in your, swatch and all of that stuff. And then it would essentially shoot out.
Like a pattern for you?
Not a pattern. It would shoot out the like dimensions. So it would shoot out the things that I needed, which is how many stitches do I need to fucking cast on?
Right. Dude, I start doing knitting math and I'm like, I've never done math before. I don't know.
No, yeah.
I like divide and stuff and I'm like multiply and I go like, this doesn't look right at all.
Yeah, it's fucking it's fucking weird. So this actually did that for you. It did the knitter's math for you. I don't know if there's another app out there that will do that for you. But I did find myself actually using that one a few times with projects. In regards to like a wear. It would be cool if they had it where you could pick any project like socks or hats or anything and then kind of do that, like what weight yarn and all that stuff, and it would kind of help with the math. But yeah, that's all the projects that I have done.
And they all look so gorgeous. I love. Oh my gosh. Wait, I can participate now.
Yeah. These are the works in progress?
Works in projects.
Works in projects.
Yes, works in progress. All right, I'll go first with my Oslo hat that I'm working on because I want to be like you or like me working on another Oslo hat. Okay, so drop some stitches. Hold on. I'm just going to put that there and I'll deal with it later. Okay, so this yarn I got from a shop in San Diego called something. I'll put it on the screen because Lord knows I ain't going to remember right now. But this, and again, this is a La Jolla yarn, which I believe is local to San Diego. Because I just love going to different cities and getting different yarns, but it's this, I don't know the colorway right now, but it's like, cream tan with just little spots of color, love. And then I'm pairing it with this, I don't think it's just a mohair. No, it's it's called Uma. It's baby Surrey, super kid mohair, and mulberry silk.
Ooh.
And yeah, so it's making this like beautifully muted little fun inside. Feels like there's more colors, but one of the I wanted to say one of the ways that I combat like the weird folding is that I actually make this section bigger than is recommended, and it feels like it helps with I don't know, at least for me it's helped with the folding, but that's the thing that I really love about the Oslo hat. One is that it is just stockinette, and that is like, gosh, doing this instead of like a ribbed hat is so insanely different to me. I know that you are like magic knitting. I'm still in my beginning phases, so I just like I'm not as fast as you, and I can't do continental purling yet. So, but I can continental knit.
Yeah,
so this is like
go really fast. Yeah,
exactly. And with this pattern, you get a triple lined section around your ears, which I really like because of how it folds and everything.
Yeah.
So that there is that, and this is for my what is she? My great niece, my nana's. It's my nana's niece, I think.
Okay.
She has terminal brain cancer, and so she does not have hair right now, and I'm making her a little hat.
Well, so that's beautiful.
She can be warm, and she's in Boston. I'm like, girl, you need a hat. You need a hand knitted hat.
You get a fucking hat.
It's cold
Winter
there.
is coming.
Yeah. So that is whip numero uno.
Cool.
Looks like you have the same exact whip as me.
Yeah. So this is gonna be using the Oslo pattern as like a start off point, mainly just for cast on purposes. So what I did is, instead of doing that rib, I literally just double folded the section.
Ooh.
And I just double folded the section, and I'm just leaving that edge. And when I block it, I'll block it so the edge is a little tucked, but then I like how this lays flatter.
Oh, okay.
And it just it folds, like there's a fold.
Right.
So it just lays flatter. And I just extended I did almost like 7.5 inches. So that also it means that this fold, like, it's really thick. Like it's a really fat rim. This yarn I'm so excited about.
It is so. I was gonna like immediately comment on it, but it is so beautiful.
Yeah. So this is a ply. So one of them is the hedgehog fibers. Sorry, because this is the one that I'm like controlled ripping out. So like my best. So this one is actually, it's a hedgehog fibers in this beautiful blue, and it's got like these loopies. So it's not full mohair, but it's the loopy one. The other hat that I did was in this 2 colorway. So it was like the hedgehog fiber yarn, and then this is a beautiful Malabrigo. Sorry, Malabrigo.
Look at your little hand round skeins.
Yeah. My Christmas list is a fucking yarn winder. Because rolling this in a ball is so anxiety because it sticks.
Yeah. I remember, oh gosh, I don't even want to think about my life before.
And it was like $36 a fucking skein.
So it's like,
was it? No, $38.
So it's like, if you mess it up,
if this snarls, I'm fucked. This one, I think this is the taffy. Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I've heard of that colorway before. Like, it's kind of, I wouldn't say popular, but I've heard of that colorway.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's the taffy colorway. I don't know where the blue one's tag is, so I don't know which colorway that is off the top of my head. Oh, it's right here. That's the skinny dip. The blue one is the skinny dip.
So beautiful.
Yeah. So what I'm plying this blue one with is from a small batch dyer, Kindred Red.
Ooh.
If you don't follow her on Instagram, follow her on Instagram.
I have actually. I'm doing it.
At Kindred.
Yes.
Kindred.red.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Her shit.
Oh my gosh.
Is so nice. Her patterns are beautiful. The colors on her Instagram. Oh, the color. It's full on inspirational. It's full. I am so inspired by this woman. She's like, honestly, I'm inspired to, I want to start trying to like dip my toe in a small batch dyeing and like see how that is. Especially as a spinner, I want to like start dyeing my yarns. This is so beautiful. She does them in drops. You have to, I think it's Pacific Standard Time. Central Standard Time, Pacific Standard Time. I had to have a fucking alarm on my fucking phone. And honestly, you have to know which color that you want before you even go on, because I fucked up and I went on and I was like being like, oh, do I want this? Do I want that? And then every single time I went to go put something in my cart, it was out of stock. So it was like they were just flying off the shelves. So I was able to grab That's My Jam in a sock weight. And she has this lavender one with these like neon yellow dots in them that I've been, like a lightning bolt one that I've been trying to get my hands on. But I got this yarn from her. It was a gift to myself. It's very affordable. I think it was like $36 for the skeins, so it's a competitive price. I was so happy with this, and I couldn't figure out what to make with it because I didn't want to just make socks. And then I found the hedgehog blue, and I was like, I got it. I got another hedgehog yarn in the piggy bank that I was going to apply with it. But then I brought it next to this one. I was like, this is what it's going to be. So
yeah.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to finally be knitting this yarn. So, yeah, so that's the Oslo Riff hat.
So cute.
Yeah.
Any other parting words? I just like, dude, that color combo, the that aqua, I would not have thought to put those together, and it is just so gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm really loving how it's coming out. I'm so excited. This is mine. This will be mine.
Yeah. This is not going to anybody else.
No, that's mine.
Sick. Next, I have another whip, and it's another cat sweater because I have 2 cats, and I have more Advent yarn to knit with. So this is days 7, 8, and 9 that are in this sweater. This yarn that I'm knitting with right now, this one.
Oh, that's so pretty.
It is like, here, I want to show the little.
I could never have I really want that. I want an Advent calendar, but I could never have one because I just open them all.
No, I know. It's been a struggle every day. I'm like, you just open them all. This color has been my favorite. The colors aren't showing up as bright as they are in person on camera, but they are just like the perfect fucking neon corally pink with the bright orange in it. And it's just, I was knitting ferociously this morning to try to get to the point where I could put this in here because I just want to see it worked up so bad. So here's the newest cat sweater. I cast on way more stitches than the last one. It's way wider. Like I just kind of went nutso with the increases because of my larger cat. But here it is. I'm like, again, following that same pattern that I mentioned before loosely to, think of for the construction of it. But yeah, there she is. I'm using double pointed needles, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. I think Oona really put me on to like the idea of double pointed needles. And then I got a set, which are
those wooden ones or are those those are the black? Oh, those are the ones that I said. Yeah, the black ones with the metal tips. Yeah, I really love those. The carbon fiber ones.
Dude, these are like, it's the best of every world. It's like you get the really sharp point and the slickness with the metal tip, and then the carbon, whatever the hell it is that makes up the center. The other day I called it the shaft. The shaft of the double pointed needle, it like actually catches it so it's not flying everywhere like a full metal needle would, and you're able to actually like pick up the stitches with the slick, metal tip. Love. I'll talk about it later.
Yeah, okay. No, I love those.
So that's just that. Wait, shameless plug. I'm making advent calendar videos. So I'm doing every 5 days, I'm making a video of 5 days of opening and using the yarn. So
ooh, do it.
Keep a little eye ear out for that.
Yeah. So my next project, so this is a little unorthodox. I'll be honest. So I kept seeing this sweater on my Instagram and I like couldn't find the pattern for it. Because it was one of those things where it kept getting like tagged. And I think maybe whoever the creator of the sweater was, they might not have had their stuff like in English. I think it might have, I don't know. I've been like tracking this. I was like looking for the pattern constantly. I just like couldn't fucking find it. But I really liked how the shape of the sweater was. So if anybody who sees this recognizes the sweater, just know I'm not trying to rip the person off. I just like couldn't find it. So I was like, is this a knitting pattern? Is this just a sweater? Like, what is going on? So I just like did a lot of like zooming in, and I was like, I think I figured out how this was made. Mm-hmm. So this is a pattern that is not a ripoff. So even if I figure out how to do it, I will not write it down. And because I would just feel really bad if I just didn't search enough and it actually exists out there. So this is just honestly one of those things where I just like looked at enough pictures and I was like, okay, I think I know how to do this. And so I'm just kind of like flubbing it. I'm just like creating it. And I would normally never do this. I don't like buying yarn online, but the type of yarn that I wanted would have just really broken the bank. So I got this yarn on Yarns. No, I didn't. I got this yarn not on yarns.com, on a different yarn store company. I forget. But so yeah, so this is the sweater.
Ooh. That is cute. So yeah. Is it like alternating knitting and purling?
It's alternating knitting and purling, and then I'm doing a little knit purl, like almost rib, even in between. It's a pretty dark color. This is the darkest color I've ever really knit with. Mm. I wanted to do it in black, but I was like, I cannot knit black. I'll get so bored. So I went for this hunter green instead. This is a combo. Oh yeah, knitpicks.com.
Yeah. I haven't ordered from them yet. Do you like it?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I was a dumbass and I didn't click on the like put your email in and get 15% off. I forgot to.
Dang it.
It was so dumb. But I got the gloss lace weight. This is 70% merino wool and 30% silk. And this is in the colorway Pine. And then I got the Alft lace weight Labyrinth. This is made in Peru. This just has a color number. This is B140.
I love those together. Yeah, I feel like it looks, at least on camera, it looks dark. Like the mohair looks darker than the.
It is.
Which, I found that I really like it when the mohair and the yarn you're holding it with don't match, because I think it, matches like enough that it makes it makes a nice definition.
Yeah, this one was really cool. And this one is a 72% super kid mohair and 82% silk. I really liked it. I kind of wanted to make it match. Normally, in cases like this, I usually get like the base and then the mohair I either get in a completely different color or close to that it like kind of plays off. Mm-hmm. This one I wanted to get as close as possible. I don't like buying yarn online because I like to be able to touch my yarn and I like to be able to support local yarn stores. But in a case like this, I my local yarn store honestly doesn't carry very much mohair, and I couldn't find what I wanted. So my last resort was just to buy online. For anybody who watches, it's not my go-to thing. And honestly, I don't really say that that's what you should do, but you do what you got to do.
Well, and also I at least for me, when knitting sweaters, especially something that you don't have a pattern for, I don't really want to get the best of the best, if that makes sense. Like I want, right. Like you want to have some wiggle room because you're like, oh, I'm not ruining a $40 skein times 5. Like,
yeah. And it's just like, look, at the end of the day, I got a budget. I got to work within. I had to work within my budget. I wanted to buy yarn. I wanted to make this sweater, and I didn't know if this was gonna work out. And it was just one of those things where it was like, fuck it. It popped up. I hit the thing. But yeah, so this is the sweater. And the pictures that I found, I liked how it was laying on the model. Mm-hmm. So then what I figured out what happened is it's a top down. And the neck I cast on, that was the only thing where it was just kind of the guesstimation where it's like, this will be the turtleneck. And so that this was, would like fit over my head. So it was almost like a hat cast on. And then then you knit like a little bit for like the neck. And then you, divide however many stitches you cast on by 2. And then I just have my markers and I'm doing an increase and then a slip one every other row.
Oh, cute.
So it's creating this like bunched but like increase. So then these are the shoulders. Mm-hmm. And it'll just drape down the side instead of creating that panel that a lot of sweaters have. And then I'll do a traditional. Now is the part where I'm like, have to really like figure it out where how many stitches to like separate from the shoulder. Like I'm going to have to separate it in half. Actually, I'll separate it in half and then probably cast on for like the armpit. Mm-hmm. And then, work the rest into a 2. Yeah. And then I'll pick up for the sleeves. But yeah, now's the part where I'm like, I need to figure out how to do it. But I got this little thing, this little gadget from Rebel Yarn Store where I was like, fucking genius. These fucking knitter people. They are, what are they called? It's from this company, Minnie and Pearl, and they're called Pearl Strings. I don't know what they're fucking made out of.
Okay. Yeah. Wait.
You have a whole fucking roll?
Okay, so I hung out with this girl named Emmy and back in I think June, and I finally found what the name is. It's called Barber Cord. And you can just buy a roll. I think this was like $5. I know. I know. I know. I've done the exact same thing.
Oh, they get you every time.
I know.
All you have to do is cut it in lengths, Maya, and package it cool, and you have a fucking product.
Yep. And I got this.
But anyone who doesn't know, apparently this is called Barber Cord, and it's got, I don't know where my fucking camera is.
Yeah.
It's got holes on the end.
Mm-hmm.
And you can stick them on your needles, and then you can basically move your stitches along the way. Oh my God, you know what I just realized? Kyle came and peeked into the door because he's probably fucking hungry. I need to go get groceries. Anyways, you can move your stitches along, and so then that way you can actually physically put on whatever you're knitting. So I've done it for the hats. I've done it for the sweater, which is my saving grace because I'm making it up. So I have to be able to put it on me to see exactly where it is. And then that way you're not accidentally like dropping all your stitches. So this is a fucking game changer in project world. And now it's a game changer that I know what it's fucking called. What, can you get that at Home Depot?
Well, I mean, I ordered it on Amazon, but I don't know where in store you could get it, but seriously, this was like $5. God
damn it.
I know. And of course they don't like put the actual name of like what it's called on the thing, because then you would just look it up and buy a whole fucking spool of it.
Yeah, instead I got this little fucking tin. But whatever, I supported somebody's ingenious thing, so go Minnie and Pearl. Fucking got me for $16.
Dude, yeah, and like putting stitches on hold too.
Oh yeah.
Like that.
Oh yeah, you can move a whole project over onto those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you're like, oh, I need to use my needles for something else.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but yeah. So instead of like moving it onto a piece of yarn, you can move it onto that, which would probably be a lot easier to transfer back.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all the work in progresses I have.
Do I have one more? I have one more. And it is a Sophie scarf Sophie scarf. So there's the Sophie shawl by Petite Knit, which I made last year, and I'm making a Sophie scarf. It's the start of it.
Oh, yeah.
So here she is so far. This is with the yarn. I'm pretty sure it's called Seta Surrey Big by Lana Grossa. And it is like a Surrey alpaca wool blend, I'm pretty sure. But I'm giving my Nana the 1989 CD by Taylor Swift for Christmas, and this is gonna come with it because it's like matches the color. So.
Oh my god. Yeah,
so I really
Swifty.
Oh, big time! Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's just the very beginning of it, but it's a very I think the width, it's only like 20, it's like a little bit over 20 stitches is like the width that it gets. And then it's just going to be like neckerchief thing. Yeah, that's it for our whips. You are unraveling something. You are frogging.
Oh yeah, I'm frogging. This was another Oslo hat. This is the most infuriating part of this shit is like, so this is like applied yarn. And I made the full hat and I really liked it, but it was oversized. So now I'm frogging it. But because it's a melded of a mohair and like a sock weight,
you can't.
It's a fucking nightmare. And I have it here too because I was trying to put it on this, but then it just like doesn't line up right. So then you have like chunks of yarn that you have to like cut. It's been a fucking nightmare. So,
yeah, think twice before you.
Good Lord. So yeah, so I'm doing that, and I'm gonna reknit it back into the riff off of an Oslo hat that I'll be doing.
Your new,
my new beanie.
Oslo hat 2.0.
Yeah.
Wow, that's craft style.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. So last will be our yarn acquisitions. So do you have any new yarns that you've gotten recently that you want to share with the people?
Yeah. So I got so many things. Yeah, so I kind of showed this one off, this sock yarn, the piggy bank from Hedgehog Fibers. I'm excited with that. I think I'll have enough of the neon blue Hedgehog Fibers to actually do something with this. So I'll probably make another hat or a cowl or maybe a set of mittens. I don't know, but there's that.
That's so cute. What's the base? Is it just like a regular sock weight? It looks very fuzzy.
Yeah, it's just a regular sock weight.
It looks like it has a lovely halo.
Yeah, it's nice. It's 90% merino and 10% nylon.
Ooh, yeah, I like.
It's a machine washable.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a nice look, and I like that ratio too.
Yeah, and there's some like little browns and blues in there. It's really nice. So this is a nice one. And then my mom actually got me a bunch of yarns because I'm supposed to knit the fucking puppy.
Oh, right.
So I've got a Noro.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I've got a Noro. This is in something. Oh, the sticker's covering it, so I don't know what colorway this is. But this I'm gonna do like a little overcoat for the puppy. Something that instead of like slipping her legs through, it'll be just like something that you just throw over the back and like button up. So that'll be out of that. And then this is all Malabrigo. Malabrigo, sponsor me,
please.
So this is a worsted 100% superwash merino wool. This says no dye lot. I can't read that. This is where my dyslexia comes in.
862 Pedris?
Pedris? I don't know. But yeah, so this is this one.
Ooh.
So it's a beautiful like fall color. I don't think it matches the puppy very well, but whatever. So this will turn into something for the puppy. And then we have the teal feather.
Ooh.
Nice.
Love.
So that'll turn into something. And then this I'm going to do, this is the Very Berry worsted. And this I'm actually going to do as I'm going to do like another one of these in this.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I think this will be really fun. So this is like, it's really hot pink on the fucking phone, but it's not that bright. But it
okay. I was going to say, it looks so bright.
Yeah, it does, but it's not actually. Yeah, and besides the yarn for my sweater, that's all I've got.
Sweet. Oh my gosh. Love.
Yeah.
Love Malabrigo. Love Hedgehog Fibers.
Oh yeah, Hedgehog Fibers and Malabrigo are probably like right now Malabrigo for cost effectiveness, how much yarn you get, the quality of yarn, how soft it is. They're my go-to project. If anyone is to ask me, like, can you please make me something? I'll make it in about Malabrigo because I'll be like, pay for the yarn, and it's pretty effective. And then Hedgehog Fibers is my number one go-to for like crazy neon colors. They're my favorite.
So, every time I have not yet knitted with Hedgehog Fibers, but every time I see like what is it called, potluck, or what is that called, where the color way of the Hedgehog Fibers that you have?
The piggy bank.
Oh, that's the colorway. I thought it was like that they have some that are kind of one-offs. I don't know. I'm just talking.
Yeah, well they're like so like the kindred. So bad. This is where my dyslexia kills me. I don't know like the actual pronunciation of how they want it to be done, but them and like Hedgehog Fibers, there's like what you can do is you can actually go online and you can buy just stock white yarn in bulk in whatever weight that you want. There's a company, I think it's yarn.com, but yarn.com is one of them. You buy the white base of sock, DK, worsted, sport, whatever, like bulky, whatever yarn weight you want, and it comes in like, and it's like a merino nylon blend. It's usually a type of nylon blend, but you can then get whatever blah blah blah, and they have like deals on the bulk yarn, and so that's what I think a lot of these companies do. They're not spinning this.
No.
Yeah, like this is a bulk yarn. They're selling that dyed, and so a lot of small creators, like Kindred Red, she's getting that in they're getting that in like a bulk scenario, and then they're batch acid dyeing it, and then dropping it. And then Hedgehog Fibers, they're doing that to like the umpteenth time. And then there's
they're huge.
Yeah, and then there's another person that I follow on Instagram where I'm blanking out on their name. They're doing that too, and I really want to get some of their yarn. I'm just waiting for a drop and to like jump on it. But you know, that's what I want to eventually get into and test out, is getting like bulk yarn and learning how to like acid dye properly.
Dude, I'm so excited to I whenever that happens, you're gonna have to show it off and tell us about it, because that I watch people dye yarns a lot. A lot of the people who I watch on YouTube like dye their own yarns, and it's just so fun to watch their process and like also color theory and what, you know. I actually got a book recently that has, it's like color theory. I got at the thrift store. It was like 50 cents, but I was like, oh, maybe I'll use this to like, you know, match yarns and stuff together. Anyways, so although I haven't been knitting so much, I have been buying yarn still. Love.
It never stops.
It never stops. I know, I'm like looking at my stash and I go like, okay, because there are some people that get to a point where they're like, I will not be able to knit the rest of like this for the rest of my life. Like it is too much yarn, and that kind of scares me. So I'm like, okay, because it kind of also goes into like thinking about your immortality. But I really need to start knitting.
Your stash of yarn.
Exactly. So I'm like, I really need to step it up and start knitting from my stash, so I don't have this like impending doom of like, who is going to have to take care of all this? Okay. Anyway, yarn that I bought. So I travel a lot for work usually, and this year I was working in Eureka, California, which is very top west of California, in the Redwoods. Gorgeous. And they have a yarn store there. Forgot what it's called. I'll put it on the screen. But there is a local dyer there. It's called Tributary Yarns. And I got this. It's in the colorway Orchard, and it is a single ply fingering weight, and it's 70% superwash merino, 30% silk.
Ooh, that sounds heavenly.
And I got 3 of them. Ooh. So I think I'm gonna make like a little. I think this is enough to make a sweater out of, because it's how many, 400 meters. So 1,200 meters. I'm thinking maybe like a 3/4 length sleeve sweater. And it's this, again, it's the colorway Orchard. It's got beautiful oranges and pinky purples with some like little speckles in there, and it feels so lovely. Also, I haven't worked with single ply yarn very much. Oona and I are kind of the opposite there. I've done a lot of like like she was saying earlier with the, kind of everybody gets this base weight and then they dye it. I feel like I've knitted a lot with like the base weight that these people get, where it's 75-25 of superwash merino and nylon. But this is kind of like a new little adventure. So we got this Tributary Yarns, and then next I'm gonna go into my engagement yarn, what I'm calling it. So we were able to visit a small yarn shop in a town near to where we were staying, Lake Tahoe. Again, don't remember the yarn shop, but it is Noro yarn. And yeah, so this is the Akari, I guess like type or weight yarn, whatever. And it's silk, cotton, viscose, mohair, wool, and polyamide.
Ooh.
Is there a
That's a lot.
No, so I got 2 of these.
Okay.
And again, I think I'm going to make a sweater out of the 2. This is unraveled a little bit because I made myself a tiny baby swatch. And I think it's kind of like a self-striping deal, but it looks like it blends really well. So it's not like stripe. It's like more fadey. That's a word. But I got this yarn because it really reminded me of like the colors of Lake Tahoe. So, you have the blues in there of the lake, and then the browns and green from like the forest and rocks and everything around. So I snagged this at that yarn shop. I'm excited to work with it. It says it's an Aran weight. It looks thinner to me than an Aran, maybe a worsted, but I found a project on Ravelry of somebody using this yarn, and they made this sweater that I really like, and I think I'm gonna try to do that. But yeah, it's so beautiful. It's single ply, all of the I love the variation in thickness. It makes for such an interesting garment, even if you are just doing like stockinette. It really the stitch definition on this is just gorgeous. So there is that. And then I have one last yarn. This is from the company Life in the Long Grass. This is the first time I've tried to read it. But I got this again at that shop in San Diego. I recently visited.
That's so pretty.
Right?
Not closer.
Yeah. So
wow.
Yeah, it is in their twist sock. It's in the colorway Fizz. And so we've got like pink, very light pink, purple that gets into darker purple with specks of like orangey brown, like rusty. We've got some like green specks, some like kind of bright orange. I don't know. I think I'm gonna make a pair of socks with this. It is 20%. I think it's where are the specs? 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. But this to me, yeah, I was like a pair of socks when I saw this.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get into my other. Oh no, I'm gonna have to lean really far. My other acquisition, which was inspired by Oona. She's the one who told me to get these specific ones, but the Carbons, I think it's Carbons by like Knitter's Pride or something.
Mine are really old. I don't even know.
These double pointed, I just got them online. Because my local yarn shop didn't have them, and I was like, you know what? These really were what I wanted. And they go from a size 3.25 millimeter to a 2 millimeter, which is a US 0, I believe. So I don't think I'll be taking these on any like airplane rides because that's a weapon.
I mean, honestly, you can get away with it. I brought metal needles onto the fucking plane.
Yeah, but it's just like it's very sharp. I'm like, I couldn't, I feel like I'm gonna stab myself.
Could I hijack a plane with these fucking needles? I think so.
Yeah.
Is it a giraffe? Yes.
That's why I never bring a project that I haven't started already, because I'm like, look, no, I actually do this. I'm not just bringing this to hijack a plane. Please don't put me on a no-fly list, everybody. But yeah, so I'm gonna be
always be prepared to either lose your project or have it mailed back to you. Always be prepared. Domestic flights, I think you can get away with it. I would never honestly try to bring anything international.
Really?
No. I've brought knitting on my carry-on. The sweater that I'm knitting is on metal needles. It's a long fucking thing. I recently flew with that project.
Yeah.
To New York. So domestically, I feel like knitting needles, not a big deal. If I wanted to go internationally somewhere, I would bring wooden knitting needles, and I'd be absolutely fucking prepared that they might look at me and be like, absolutely not. Yeah. And then you can always mail it. You can ask them, be like, can I get I would bring packaging with me just in case, and I would just mail it back to myself. But
Yeah, the last time I went through an airport, I had my knitting needles with me, and my like bag got flagged. It was like, they were like, is there anything in here that's sharp? I was like, oh, I think it's my knitting needles. I had a burrito in my bag, and they were unsure about the burrito. So usually, let me tell you, a San Diego burrito. Oh my gosh, that is worth getting flagged at the airport. They're so good.
I got flagged for pesto. They were like, it's just a little too liquidy. And I was like, but there's no good pesto where I'm from. Please let me bring it.
Please let me have that.
She's like, and the lady was like, it's such a shame. I just had to throw it away. And I was like, it's unopened. You can take it home.
You can take it home. It's sealed. But Oona talked to me about knitting with double points for socks, and I do have like the Chiagu Shorties set of circular needles, but I found that knitting with double points is so much easier than knitting with those little my pinky specifically get very cramped because I'm like this, and it's so hard, but having the length, and it really, I just think it's so much better. And she also showed me the like 3 needle method, where you have like the heel on one needle and then the rest on the 2, so it's like split up that way, so you don't even have to have like stitch markers, right? Because it's like, that is
you can visibly see it. Yeah, I find it so much easier. That's how I mostly knit in double pointed, is usually in a 3-way method, especially in something that's supposed to be like put on, like my mom's dog sweater. Like I knit that 3-point because then I'm like, okay, the 2 points are the chest, and then the third one is her back.
Right. Yeah. It's just, it makes a lot more sense mentally to have it kind of laid out like that, rather than just a circle that you're just going around and around in, and are like, where am I in this project? But yeah, so thank you, Oona, for the rec. I'm loving. Have I knit a pair of socks with these yet? No. But I've got the yarn to do it. Sick. Dude. Oh, I'm so happy to hear about your projects and that you've been freaking going at it.
Dude, I've been knitting fucking furiously.
Oh, that's such a good feeling, though.
Yeah, it is. It's really good. I'm so excited about the sweater project. And I've been knitting so furiously that now, like, 2 of my friends are getting married besides you. 2 other friends of mine are getting married, and their weddings are next year in September. And I was thinking about this actually, so I want your opinion on this. You're the perfect person to get an opinion on, and maybe it'll inspire you to do something. I was thinking about knitting my dress.
Ooh.
So, because I've been seeing there's this style that I really want. This other girl wore it to another wedding, and it's from this Indian designer. Ooh, now I cannot remember their fucking name, which means now I can't find the goddamn dress. And it was so beautiful because it was like a sheer made out of like tulle or taffeta or something sheer. And it was like the baby doll box dress. So it's like boxy on the top with the sleeves, and then just like almost like the flutterbutt. This.
Wait, was it knitted or?
It wasn't knitted. It was made out of like tulle or taffeta, something sheer, like completely sheer. But the body was like this, where it's like a box and then gathered, like ruffled, and then the dress was like really long. And if you look up like sheer dresses on like Pinterest or the website or the internet or whatever, something like that will come up where it's like a tulle or taffeta dress, and it's like baby doll style, and then you wear like a slip underneath. And so hers was really cool because it was this beautiful neon color with these like little polka dots on them. It was absolutely good. If anyone knows who I'm talking about, I know for a fact it's an Indian designer. And their designs are beautiful, and the person who was wearing me told the designer's name, and now I cannot remember it. So, they were really beautiful. Huh?
I'm trying to find, because there's a knit dress that I feel like it sounds like the one that you're talking about that I've seen before. And it is so fucking, I think it might be made out of mohair. It's like a lace weight something. I'll have to like do some searching off.
Yeah, there probably is. I've looked at like dresses like that too, but so I was thinking either A, you can get like a taffeta tulle dress, something like that, off of like Amazon or somewhere, and then I was just gonna wear like a slip underneath. But I was also thinking, I was like, oh my god, it'd be kind of low key so cool to like make it. And I was thinking about, especially because I found that Knit Picks website, and so the yarn like you can get them pretty inexpensive. So I was thinking about doing like a mohair, and then like a cotton combo blend, because the cotton would lend weight to it. Or do cotton blend at the edges so it would lend weight to the dress. And then the rest be out of mohair, knit on like a much larger needle, so it's like super see-through.
Yeah. I mean, you're thinking about it well, in like, this is the time to start, you know, like you're not like, oh, I have a wedding next month that I need to go to.
No. So I was thinking about doing that, and I'm going to keep my eyes out. So I was coming to you about being like, what did you think? But then also to tell you about this girl that I knew who made her wedding dress. She didn't knit it, she felted it from her own sheep. But I was like, I don't know. I was like, have you thought about like doing something, like knit something for like your wedding?
Yeah, no, I think I want to do, because I don't know what time of year yet. Like we've already talked. I mean, I've talked to him and he's agreed that he doesn't really care. He's like, I already did my part.
Yeah.
Like, okay. But I want to have like a long engagement. So it'll be a couple years before we do have our wedding. So I do have a lot of time to think about it. But I kind of want like a fall winter wedding. That just sounds very like romantic to me, and to knit a sweater for that. Or like this one designer that I follow, she made this like wrap like thing, and so it's like kind of a higher neck in the back but a V, or higher neck in the front but a V in the back, and it ties into a bow. I don't know if I'm like a bow person. But
is it like the Outlander shawl?
No, but it's like it's a sweater, so it has like sleeves, but then it like wraps at the, I don't know.
I know it would be so beautiful if you did, like if you wanted to knit something for the wedding and it was like, say it was in winter, would be, you know, those like, they're usually made out of felt. They're like a cape that has slits in the front for you to stick
like
your arms through.
Yeah.
Like they're, I think they were very popular in like, I want to almost say that, not the 1920s. I almost want to say like 1940s, maybe 1930s, 1940s. Could be totally off. But they're usually like, you see them in like felt. It'd be so beautiful to do like a white or off cream white with either like a really beautiful intricate pattern or like the loop.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like
or do it and then kind of felt it a little bit. So it just seems, but because then that's something that you could wear over your dress, and then you just slip your arms through.
Right, because I want a long sleeve dress. Like that's my, I'm like long sleeves, and then show off the girls in the front. So having that, oh my gosh, in like a beautiful lace, like lacy pattern. Okay, so what I'm thinking of when you say that is like the like size and whatever of a tree skirt, like a Christmas tree skirt, but then just with holes for the arms.
Yeah, it's like slits.
Yeah. TBH, that is something that I should think about now, because it will take me years to make something that big and intricate.
Like something like not this, but like that's what I'm kind of talking about.
Yes.
You can see my ring light through this. But
yeah, we're influencers.
Yeah, but like a cape, like how pretty would that be in like a very heavy, like I think there's two ways you could go about something like that. You either did it in just plain stockinette, in like with maybe something intricate where the shoulders are, but in a very heavy, thick, like, and put mohair in it so it's like a little fuzzy, and then like do that so it almost like has that felted effect, or you do it with like such an intricate cabled like faux lace, or you put a lace overlay on it. Dude, that would look fucking phenomenal.
For a little while,
I would fucking make that for you, and that would be my wedding present.
I mean, I'm not going to say no right now, because that will be an insane amount of work. A while ago, I was watching these Shetland lace videos.
Oh my god.
And I was like, I could do that. No, I can't. Like, that stuff is watching the videos from like the early 1900s of women, like that's all they did, and they're literally like this. And this is
the tatting lace with the fucking spools?
Dude,
I watched some lady on TikTok do that. It's insane. And she's just talking, and she's like, and she's just like flipping them over and then pins it together, and then and you're just like,
how do you do that? But there's a YouTuber, she calls her, it's like Kutova Kika, but she calls herself Kika, and she's from like the Nordic area of the world. Okay, and she like knitted and crocheted her wedding dress. It is gorgeous. That she spent so much time doing that, and it is like fantastic. Hold on, I want to show it to you, because
there's actually a pattern, and it used to be hanging up in the yarn store that I grew up in, Downtown Yarns in Lower East Side, Manhattan. And I found it on Ravelry, and it's a mohair lace pattern dress that was knit in like a cream color, but I was like, the beauty that would be as like a wedding dress.
Oh.
And I was like, that would be so beautiful, like to have a silk slip and then have that dress just over top with like a long, and then you just have to modify it to do like a long train. Mm-hmm. I was like, that, like if someone was like if you were like, I want to knit my wedding dress, I'd be like, look, this is a really beautiful pattern, like check this out.
I kind of just want to know what the pattern is.
I'll have to send it to you. You're gonna have to send me that.
Oh, true. It's way.
I can't look at it now because now I'm using my phone. But
true. But
nuts.
Anyways, So maybe that's in my brain now, and I'll think about it,
dude. Fucking.
But maybe next month you'll have like more of an idea about the dress that you want to make, and we can like chat more about it, because that sounds so beautiful.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm like really, it's really just like 50-50 on like if, it's called the butterfly dress.
Mm. Ooh, that is cute.
But the one that I saw was long. It was like floor length.
That, yeah, with a slip underneath.
With a slip underneath, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm just, like, I'm really 50-50 on that. I'm like, I could either just get the fucking taffeta drift, or I could, like, I think I'm just gonna figure out what the cost is. So I'll probably just do the math and be like, okay, like, if I find the yarn that I like, is that gonna be basically the exact same cost as the dress? Because if that's the case, then I'll just get the yarn.
Right, yeah.
But there's this other project that I really want to do, but this will be for next season. Is this Jet Set tunic by Park Williams? Park and Knit.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I can't think of the exact pattern that you're talking about, but love Park and Knits.
This one with the pant?
Oh, yes. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I want to knit that so bad. That's in my future thing of, like, knitting. But it's also, okay, this is an asshole thing to say. But sometimes I look at these things and I'm like, I don't need that pattern. I know how to make it.
I can just do it.
I can just do it. But on the other hand, I'm like, I want to support you.
See, yeah. No, that's the thing is, like, I buy patterns because I am not as skilled. But you, who have been around the block for a long time, it's like, yeah, it doesn't really make sense. And I've never really, as long as you're not creating another pattern and then selling it, like, you're just making clothes for yourself. And if you get inspiration from, a knitting pattern or just a sweater or whatever kind of knitted object, or just any object that you see, like you were talking about the tulle dress, and you want to knit that, it's like getting inspiration anywhere. That is like, that's what it's all about, I think. And, the people who don't understand, like me, will buy patterns from these designers, and people like you can just fucking go for it. Fucking knit it, dude.
I do feel bad. It is something that it's just like, I don't know, if someone listens to this and they completely disagree with me, I can 100% respect their opinion on it. Like, to me, I'm like, I will not die on this hill. I will not die on this hill. But there are sometimes I do look at stuff, and I guess for me, my saving grace is I'm not about to then, like, if I were to post something that I made, like, for example, that Malabrigo sweater that is completely different than what Jessa Mead made in the Flutterbutt shirt, but the way she wrote the pattern, I was like, oh, now I understand a way of construction, and I'm going to construct this sweater. And I had her pattern in mind while I was constructing it. I would never try and sell a pattern like that, really. I mean, I guess there are exceptions to that rule. But when I post that, I would basically say, like, I was so inspired by this person to make this, to do this. The same way with the sweater that I'm making right now, if I can figure out who that designer is, I'd probably be like, I'd credit them in some way. But there are certain things that I look at that and I'm just like, look, I understand how to make that. I honestly do not need to pay $9 to $10 to be told how to do something that I can look at it and I've already kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Some people can be like, I would never do that, but honestly, I'm not going to die on that hill. That's a discussion where I'm just like, if someone's like, I disagree with you for these like reasons, I'll probably be like, fair enough. Those are good reasons not to do that. Am I going to stop? No, but I won't tell you. Like, I just won't tell you when I'm doing it. And it's not something that I would ever go out and be like, don't buy people's patterns if you can just do it yourself. I'm like, if I have the extra cash where I'm like, you know what, I really need to figure out those specs, I'll just buy the pattern.
Right.
But, like the Sherbert bandana, I was like, I think I would know how to do that. But honestly, I was like, I'm not entirely sure. So I'm going to just buy that pattern and do it. But yeah, I really promote buying people's patterns, especially if they're small makers. That's honestly, if you're a knitter, that's the only way you make money. So you can't fucking sell the things that you knit.
Because they would be $1 million.
They would be like, I knit a hat. My boss was like, hey, he saw my confetti hat and he's like, yo, can I buy that for my daughter? And I was like, no, because this fucking yarn is one of a kind. And I was like, no. And he was like, well, can you make me one? And I was like, I really like him. So I was like, and that hat pattern, I can make it in like a day and a half. So I was like, yeah, I can make you one. I was like, you just have to pay for the yarn. And so then when he, like, we actually bartered because he makes candles. So he like bartered me some candles for Christmas presents. And then he was like, how much was that yarn? Like, how much was everything? And I was like, don't worry about it, dude. And he was like, no. Like, this is how much the candles cost me. So I was like, okay, the candles are fair trade. That's even, Stevens. And then he was like, but how much is your time? Like, what did this take you? And I was like, it took me 2 days. And he was like, oh, like, but how many hours? Like 1 or 2 hours a day? And I was like, no, like the whole fucking day.
1 or 2 days. Like
from when I woke up to the wee hours of the morning to when I finished it the next day. And that doesn't even cost him the time of blocking and arranging. Like, dude, like, no, like, ow. I was like, if you were to pay me for my hours and the cost of yarn, you'd be paying for like close to a $200 hat at minimum.
Yep.
And he was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, so throwing me $45.
That's not.
Doesn't cover it.
Like,
I was like that. I was like, that plus the candles covered the cost of the yarn. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, people who don't knit will not understand ever. Like, they will never be able to. But also, you know, it's, if we like the person, if we want to, then it's really not that big of a deal.
No, like, I'm like, I'm knitting you something because I like you. Right.
And because you're like, okay, I have time. I have the desire, like, you know,
it's
maybe
an excuse for me to buy yarn.
Yeah.
It's honestly what it is. I'm like, if someone else can fund the yarn habit, I will knit you something if I like you. That's how that works.
Yeah.
Like, I had another friend who saw a hat that I made. He was like, I really want that hat. Can you make me that hat? And I was like, if you buy the yarn, I like you, I'll make it.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't fucking like you,
ain't no damn way. You're paying me hourly.
No, I would look at and this is gonna throw so much shade because now people know my secret. If I don't really like a person and they're like, can you knit me that? I'll look at them and I'll be like, dude, honestly, the cost of this yarn and the cost of my time, you'd be paying for a hat, like, that's psychotic. Like, I just go buy a hat from the store. Like, you can't, like, not even that you can't afford me. It's more the fact that it's like, it's an outrageous price. I would never ask anyone to pay this.
Right.
You know? And so, but if I like someone, I just tell them, like, it's for the yarn. Like,
we have 30 seconds left in our
okay,
recording.
Yeah, we gotta go because I'm fucking starving. I gotta go make tomato soup and grilled cheese and knit this hat.
All right, we love you all. Thank you for coming back. We're back now. I'm saying it here. We have 10 seconds left. Follow Oona on Instagram at Wild Lavender Crafts. She puts out some lovely stuff. Follow me on Feeling Froggy Knits.
Follow Maya.
And we'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.